Monetizing on YouTube. You will think, only for YouTubers. But there is one other way that doesn't require you to be in front of the camera and to have perfect diction. It is affiliate marketing and legitimate hacking. In this video, I will show you how to earn $84 every day. Today I will use new functionality available on MyLead affiliate network, Content Locker. To unlock certain content on a blog or a file placed on a website, a user must perform a given activity that will bring you profit. You will need a free MyLead account to make money. You can find a link to the website in the description of this video. Videos about the configuration can be found on the YouTube channel MyLead Global. Links to them can be found in the description. Hacking is a very popular niche and it's widely used in many categories, such as social media, games, programs, and mobile applications. It is enough to do research on the internet to see what is currently the most popular and has the potential to earn from the content locking. I choose the topic of social media. Just a few moments of working were enough to come up with the topic and learn about user trends and tendencies. So the next step was to find or create an interesting hack. If you have capabilities and at least basic knowledge about coding, I recommend creating your own hack. Here's where you will find Visual Studio from Microsoft helpful. If you are a beginner in this topic but you want to delve into it, I will tell you that there are plenty of ready-made templates on the internet. Just download and adapt them to your needs. There are also tons of tutorials on YouTube showing the process of creating hack in this program, so you don't need to know programming languages. But if you are interested, you can learn about the basic of programming in online courses, such as Udemy. While studying, you can always ask questions on forums devoted to a given topic, such as, for example, guidehacking.com, hackerbot.net, and others. I wouldn't recommend using someone else's hack, but if you plan on doing this, try to keep the end user safe. Various websites, such as VirusTotal, for example, allow you to scan individual files and software. This allows you to find out if the software is malicious. I have downloaded the mobile app to check the operation of the program. I used the free Android emulator, BlueStack. This allowed me to see if the hack is what it claims to be. I decided to record an instructional video about how the hack works, but you can, for example, write an interesting case study on a portal or forum. You can also use SEO tools like Ahrefs for this purpose. I have accumulated knowledge about the hack in the script, so I'm going to get to the recording and editing part using a converted program for editing movies. For screencast recordings, in the desktop version, I used the free version of ApowerSoft. For me, the most convenient way is to edit everything in Adobe Premiere. There is a free trial version of this program available on the official Adobe project website. Remember that there are tons of free video editing tutorials on the internet, and as you will see for yourself, it's really not that hard. Assembling files in the editing process follows the same order as writing an article. First, we have an intro, which would be the equivalent of the header, then a beginning, a middle part, and an ending. You can buy an intro on Video Hive or download it on YouTube channels that offer music downloads and intros for free. The next step is to generate a link to which you will direct your traffic. The first way is to create a simple landing page. To create it, you only need basic knowledge of HTML code or any content management system like WordPress. be sure to include a CTA button that encourages a download. To increase the sense of credibility, add information such as file size and name. You can download the graphics for free on Icon Finder, for example. You can learn about building a website on the MyLead blog. I put the link to the post in the description. Don't forget about putting my CPL locker code in HTML. But you can put the link in front of hyperlink. There is also a video on the installation process of individual lockers, a link to which can also be found in the description. I'm putting the hack file on my landing page. When the user clicks on the download button, they will be shown a CPL locker. Then, to unlock content, they must perform certain tasks. There is also an option to add redirection to the file, which doesn't require IT knowledge. A good example is the file locker, which can run on its own as a website. When configuring it, you simply provide a link to download your hack file on the server. Regardless of whatever you have created, a landing page or a direct link, the next step will be a good promotion. In order to redirect the user to the website, the easiest solution is the so-called buzz marketing, which is posting comments on forums or Facebook groups devoted to the topic we have chosen. Let's remember about so-called link masking, so the redirect looks credible. Link shorting is the basic of security. Cloaking links also protects you from getting banned. I decided to create a video and upload it to the popular streaming service, YouTube. Remember to make sure that the material should contain interesting and up-to-date content, because only then it will be boom and reach a large number of views. When giving your video a title, be sure to use the most searched terms. The most important are the first 66 characters that Google filters for information. That is why it's crucial to the first videos to be the most searched phrases. In my case, it is tutorial, so video starting with how will be more popular. I'm putting the redirection to the file with file locker in the first line of the description, and then I'm adding CTA, call to action, to make sure that the user clicked on the link without any trouble. If you have decided to promote the link by publishing a post on a blog, website or forum, be sure to include buttons redirecting to the landing page in your message. Also, take care of the smallest details. The products should look professional. In the next stage, I'm using hashtags and I'm editing keywords so that the video is optimized for SEO, thanks to which the user can find it faster. For this purpose, you can use the planner tool on Google Ads. As an additional form of advertising, it is worth placing the created video of thematic groups and forums. Within 10 days, my video was watched by 23,000 users, of which 30% expressed a desire to receive a hack. Earnings most often vary depending on the quality of the traffic source, country and device. I focused on users from Poland only. All activities generated a total 6,842 views of the content locker, including 2,478 views from mobile devices. Slightly over 8% of visitors decided to complete the task from the list. This resulted in a total of 571 leads. In total, I earned $339.38, which is approximately 62 cents per conversion. To achieve similar results, I advise you to identify your target group well. Be aware of who you are addressing your content to. Select your interests, countries of origin, and gender. A valuable activity is SEO. In other words, the selection of keywords. As I mentioned, tools such as Keyword Tool.io and Ahrefs will be of help. Describing a hack is an additional factor in generating profits, and it helps you build a sense of trust. Add the extension, size, and exact name to make the offer even more credible. For example, TikTok hack 2020 RAR. Another important element of earnings is generating traffic on the landing page or direct link. Promote using the aforementioned buzz marketing or try sharing interesting content on popular streaming or blog sites. I hope that after watching this video, you will start earning money online. Good luck and see ya!